Aloha all, and thank you for joining me on this video tutorial of Photoshop. And what we're going to be doing is creating an actual page by putting a photo, a PNG file, and a background on, and some text. So let's get started. And I'm going to open my Photoshop file up, and I would like to go and open up, if you can open up your page 2 that you created last time in the last video. And mine is, I'm going to go to File and Open. Mine is out on my desktop, and it's called Page 2, and it's a PSD file. I'm going to click Open on that, and that brings that up. Of course, we have our guides on there that we put on. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my screen over to the right a little bit. And I'm working on a Mac. I'm going to go down here to my Finder and open up my Finder. And I'm going to go and pick out a photo. And if you can go, I'm going to go out on one of my external drives. And if you can go out and pick out any photo, and I'm going to go down to my Scan Photos. And go ahead and pick out a photo, and what we're going to do is we're going to drag and drop it right onto our page. And let's see. I'm going to choose this one here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right on the photo here out of Finder, and I'm going to take my left mouse button, hold it down, drag it to on top of the page, kind of center it, and let go. And so we have our photo. It's a little size-wise, it fits the page, so I'm just going to edit it and crop it and bring it down to a smaller size. We can always change that later, and I'm going to go up and hit the check mark. Okay, so we've got a photo on there, and next I'm going to go out and on my Finder, I'm going to go to Desktop, and I'd like for you to do is, if you did download the Plumeria that I drew for this exercise, and I downloaded it from the Dropbox link, either in the comments section or from our group, and if you can bring that up, I'm going to actually bring up my bear that I drew, and I'm made into a PNG. I'm going to drag and drop it, left mouse button, drag it over, and just drop it anywhere on the page. And it comes in a little large, so I'm going to grab the crop bars right here, and bring them down and place them right here for right now, and go up and hit the check mark. And we need a background. So what I'm going to do is, over in my Finder, I have tags that I have created on all my PNG files, JPEG files, anything that I use for my graphic designing, and I'm going to click on the color blue, and that's going to bring up my backgrounds. And I'm going to go in and select, let's use this one here. I'm going to left click, grab onto that, and bring it over, drag and drop it right onto my page, and we see it's on the page, so I'm going to go ahead and click the check mark and come back over here on Finder, and it's still here in the folder. I've just made a copy over it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close out my Finder, and we see that the background has covered up our photo and our PNG file. If you go over to the Layers panel, you see that the background is on top. We have the bear. You can see the crop marks. The bear is still there. Photo is still there. You can see the crop marks. What I'm going to do is I'm going to left click on the background, the layers, in the Layers panel. I'm going to left click and hold and drag it down where you see the blue lines right above the white background, and I'm going to release. And there it is. It's behind the photo and the PNG file now. So there's two ways that you can resize this, because you can see it doesn't quite fit the page. So you can either drag each of the crop marks to the corners, or I'm going to cancel that out, or you can actually click on the crop mark and you can go up here in your width in inches and type in 12.25 and it'll bring it to a 12.25, and I'm going to go up and hit the check mark. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to hit the Command and the plus key. I'm working on a Mac, and I'm going to enlarge this page a little. I'm going to bring it over here so you can kind of see the corner of the photo. And what I'm going to do is over in the Layers panel, I'm going to click on the photo, and I'm going to quickly click 3 times, and that brings up the layer style. I'm going to hit Bevel, and if you can watch, take that back off. You can watch right along here, you'll see the bevel, and then it puts a contour on it. Not drastic, but in some instances it does show a whole lot of depth. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down to Stroke, click on that, click on the word where it highlights the word stroke, and I'm going to come over here, and as you can see with the size, you can size, make a border as large as you want, as small as you want. I'm going to go about right there. Let's see, right there. And then you can come down to color and select a color. You can change it to green, pink, whatever shade that you want, you can change it to. I'm going to take it back into the blue area. And I'm going to pick that blue. I'm going to hit on the color picker stroke color. I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to come up here on the layer style and hit OK. So I'm going to Command minus, make the page smaller so you can kind of see, and it puts a border around your photo. Okay, so now I'm going to come over and I'm going to click on my bear, and I'm going to enlarge the page again, Command plus, and I'm going to bring this up where you can kind of see the bear a little bit. And right in this area right here, I want you to watch. I'm going to come over here on the Layers panel and click 3 times real quick, get the Layer Style panel. I'm going to come down all the way to the bottom where it says Drop Shadow. I'm going to click on that, and if you noticed, a shadow came up, so I'm going to take that back off, look right in this area here, and I'm going to click on Drop Shadow. So it has many different things you can do. The angle, I'm going to take the angle so that the sun would be shining from the left to the right. And if you see that moved, so I'm going to put it at about 130. You can change the distance, how much shadowing you want. I'm going to bring it about right in here. You can change the spread, and you can also change the size. And so we'll leave it about kind of feathered about right in there. And I'm going to hit OK. Now I'll Command minus and show you the whole page so far. Alrighty. So now what we want to do is we want to add some text. And in the comment section for the video, there is a couple links for free, 2 free fonts that you can go out and get, or if you're in our group, there is a link down there also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here in our Tools panel, and I'm going to hit the T for text. And you can either choose horizontal or vertical. I'm going to choose horizontal. And what I'm going to do is up here in your bar up here, it has your fonts. And if this, like Times New Roman, it comes available in regular, italic, bold, or bold italic. And then you have over here your font sizes that you can choose. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come over and I'm going to choose Gone Stones, and click that on. And I'm going to come down here and click. You can kind of see, let me make that a little bit bigger, Command plus to make the page bigger. So it comes up with this, with the standard default. And since that is highlighted, what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in Grand Canyon, and I'm going to hit the check mark. I'll make this page smaller again, so you can kind of see them. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cursor and my mouse, I'll left click, and I'm going to highlight the word Grand Canyon. I'm going to come up to the size up here, and let's see, let's try a 72. That looks good for right now. I'll click the check mark, and then I'm going to go over here and select the Move tool. And so I can come over here right on the text and move the text to where I want it. Now I'm going to move that bear over just a little bit, and then I'll move the text back over a little bit more. Be down a little bit, and I'm going to position the photo a little larger. While I'm out in the photo, I think I'm going to go up to the main menu, select Image, Adjustments. I'm going to put a little vibrance into that photo. And let's get a little bit more color in that photo. There we go. And hit OK. And then off into the black area. And now I want to add one more text. So I'm going to go over here to the T, the Tools bar. And I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to select Kingdom. And it's one of those that I just recently used. Your recent fonts that you've used will show up right first. So I'm going to select on that. And I'm going to come over here and click on the background. And I'm going to type in Yellowstone. And that's my favorite place on earth. And I'm going to hit the check mark, and I think we need that a little bit bigger, so I'm going to left click with my mouse and highlight the word, and I'm going to come up here, and I want to make it about 100 probably, so you don't, it only goes to 72, so what I'm going to do is click in the little area here for the font size, and I'm going to actually type in 100 and hit the enter. And there it goes. Makes it larger. I'm going to come over here, center that, and you can take your crop marks and actually drag it a little larger if you want. I'm going to center that with the cursors, click the check mark, and what I'm going to do with the Yellowstone, I'm going to go and hit the Command plus so we can get up and kind of see a little bit different. And there's not going to be a whole lot of different change, but if you look on the Yellowstone, right along the edges, I'm going to go in, quick 3-time clicks, and I'm going to put a bevel on that. And it doesn't really show a whole lot, but it will kind of give a little bit more depth to your page. And so I'm going to quickly Command minus. And so there you go. You have your first scrapbook page that you've made. You could add more text. You could add more writing down here. There's 2 ways to do that. You can pick up your text and just type in, this is a description. You could go back in and highlight that and go and change that to a different size. I changed that to 16 and hit OK. Or what I'm going to do is go up to my Move, click on the text and delete that. And there's another way you can do text. And what I'll do is I will click on the text, come over here, and you see that you have a little box around where you're going to go. if you left click, hold it, you can draw a text box out, release, it has the default that comes up. Real quick, I'm going to change that to about a 30. And then while it's highlighted, I'm going to just text. And you can see that it's centered. So I'm going to put, this is a description of the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone. And what it did is it just kept it right inside that box. So that's a couple different ways that you can do it. I'm going to go up to grab the Move tool, select that text box and delete it. And I'm going to make the page smaller again so we can see that. If you had another PNG file that you wanted to put on, let's see, or to add some more depth to your page, another embellishment we could stick on. Let's see, let's find something real quick here. Go up here and type leaf. See if that brings anything up. Oh, okay. Let's take this remembrance, drag it directly onto the photo, drop it, and what I'm going to do is take and make this a little bit bigger. Make it look like it's hanging off the corner there. I'm going to click the check mark, close my Finder out, and come over to this little keychain. Click 3 times real quick, and I'm going to put a bevel on it and a drop shadow. And then I'll move the bear over just a little bit more. There we go. And what I normally do is I'm going up to File and I save as, because I don't want to save it as page 2 because we'll be doing more pages off of our page 2. So I want to change the name, save it into a new name, and I'll just put this as Montana Bear. And normally what I do is I save all my files to an external drive, and what I have is let me make this bigger. I have digital scrapbooking files and I have finalized JPEG scrapbooking files. So my digital scrapbooking files are all my Photoshop files, my PSD files. That way I can go in and go back in and edit them. So I'm going to put the Montana Bear as a PSD, and when it says Format Photoshop, I'm going to save that in there, maximum compatibility. And so I'll come back over here to my Finder and I'll show you on my external drive. And here we have my Montana Bear. If I ever need to go back in and edit or add anything to it, I go right there. Now I'm going to go back over here to File, Save As, and I'm going to, you can save it as a TIFF. I'm going to save as a copy. Let me cancel that out again. And to save it as a JPEG, you're going to go down and save as a copy. And I'm going to come down here to Format, and I'm going to select JPEG. And you see it changes the PSD to JPEG format. And it always adds the word copy. You can leave it there. I'm going to delete that word copy. This is something that they just started doing. And I'm going to come back over to my external drive, and I'm going to select my finalized JPEG files, and it's going to save as Montana Bear JPEG, format JPEG. I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to save it as 12 maximum. I'm going to hit OK. And now if we come over here in my Finder on the finalized file, I can go down here and see my Montana Bear, and it is a JPEG. You can't edit it, but you can go up to your where you saved it in your PSD files, and that one you can edit. So I'm going to close that out, and so you have your first scrapbook page that you've made. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If it has helped you at all, please hit the like, and please subscribe. If you'd share it with your friends and family that are maybe wanting to learn how to scrapbook, I would greatly appreciate it. And you guys have an amazing day, and I will talk to you soon with another tutorial. Have a great day. Bye-bye.